Hey there everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, I am down here in Pensacola, Florida. Just checked into my Airbnb about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes ago. Saw one of my little canine friends here. I don't know if you remember me mentioning this. About 6 weeks ago, I stayed in this same Airbnb and cute little dog in here. But yeah, it's been a good day so far. Started to do a video this morning, but I said, nah, let's just do one on the road. We're always doing one here at the house. So today I want to talk about what's the perfect raw food diet for everybody. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel and know when new videos come out. Yeah, it's just been a really good day today. Perfect weather again. We've been like, God, perfect weather every single day this week. Temperature's good. Went downtown, had some raw food for lunch. Went down to the Maritime Park where the Veg Fest was back in March, and yeah, just been a good day. So this was just percolating in my head, you know. So I do that a lot of times, you know. I roll by myself. So God, and this has been for years. I've driven by myself for so many years. And that's when I just think about stuff and kind of have conversations with myself, and I don't know, just random stuff pops into my head. And I got to thinking this morning, you know, I was listening to a podcast, not a podcast, a YouTube video right before I left. And I don't know why, I hardly ever watch food videos anymore. And it was another one yet talking about like any specifics, like, and it was kind of leading in the direction like, well, this is how everybody should be eating. This is how everybody should be doing a raw food diet. Everybody needs to eat the same thing. And I can't buy that. I can't buy that. And that's why as I do this thing longer and longer, I'm starting to see the path wider instead of narrower, because we're not all the same. We're not all the same, and you know what? I'm not going to jump in and comment every time somebody says something or whatever, but every once in a while you'll see comments, whether it's on your stuff or somewhere else, and somebody wants to be very, well, you're not supposed to combine this, or you're not supposed to do this, or you're not supposed to do that. And hey, I'm sorry for people that suffer with health issues out there, but I mean, use some common sense. Use a little bit of common sense. Do you think I have to eat the same way as somebody that say has UC, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, gut disorders? Do you think that I need to eat the exact same way as somebody who say has autoimmune disorder or any number of health issues? I can digest things, you know, it's basically my body will digest a lot of things that some people seem not to. So yeah, I don't know. I just think when we're trying to make this thing like this is the path, this is the way, that we're just missing something there, and it's got to be a little bit more specific for the person. Now, you know, I'm always saying I don't think our bodies are that different where we have to have that much variety, and probably if we weren't corrupted, we wouldn't have to have so much variety. And what I mean by corrupted is living in this world where we're exposed to contaminants every day. You know, we're exposed to stuff in the air, we're exposed to stuff in the grass. You know, there's just all kind of contaminants around us. Probably in a perfect world, eating a perfect lifestyle, if we all started off the same without damage, all eating the same, I think our diet would look like a little bit more uniform. But we don't live in that world. We're all coming from a lot of different places, and people have all kind of things going on. So I think it's just absolutely insane to say that one size fits all. And one thing that I'm not real great about, so I don't try to jump in there, and I'm not your specific guy anyway, is like this whole, like the candida and different things in the body. There's some people that are just being stubborn. And I know this will irk some of the fruitarian lot, but there's some people that can't do the fruitarian thing. I'm sorry, I've seen so many people, and I've seen a number of people leave veganism in general just because they were brainwashed. They got into this thing like everybody can do it. You have to be fruit. And it just doesn't work for some people. I still can't wait for my friend to, you know, maybe do an interview with me or something. She was explaining some of the gut issues and her journey with Crohn's and how she wasn't able to, you know, like absorb any of her minerals. And then I hear another friend of mine always talking about candida and the overgrowth. And I think it's basically, and that's way, way beyond my understanding. So I don't even try to get into explanations. And you don't need to give me a little explanation in the comments. Thank you. But if that's, that once somebody has certain issues, that fruit actually is not the best thing for them, or definitely not eating an all fruit diet. Now me, I'm Mr. Fruit, of course. I eat tons of fruit. But I'm wacky, you can't really, I know people are always like, well, where is he? What is he really doing? Because I go left, I go right. I eat a lot of fruit, I eat a lot of greens, I eat a lot of salads. I eat some cooked food when I want it, so I can keep a little bit of weight on me. When I go out of town, I had some mac and cheese today. Ooh, I'm gonna fall apart next week. And it also comes down to sanity too, like, this micro inspecting every single thing that we're putting into our body and constantly obsessing and talking about food, how to get to a next level, how to get a little bit better. That's unhealthy. That's unhealthy. You shouldn't be just thinking about food all the time. The only time you should be thinking about food is just because you love it and you're daydreaming about something good that you want to eat. But we don't need to be doing all this obsessing. Oh, am I getting enough of this? Oh, well, so-and-so, I'm so sick. I don't want to ever hear again in my life, so-and-so said. What do you think? I don't give a damn about what anybody says. I analyze things. I take things in my own time. And I don't mean that in a negative or a mean way, but it's just like what other people say has nothing to do with this experiment right here. And the thing is, you might be right one of these times. You might say, well, so-and-so says, and so may be right. But that's not a good way of learning. That's not a good way of me furthering myself on this lifestyle, is just by going and chasing my tail. Every time somebody says, well, so-and-so said this, you go chase it. No, I've got my approach. And you would learn a lot more if you just stopped randomly getting bits and pieces from all these people. And, hey, you know what so-and-so said? Every day on social media, I see stuff posted that I can refute just like that from the raw people, not from the meat eating world or not from the keto people, from the raw people, just like that. Silliness every single day. And, a lot of people follow those type of people. And I'm more about balance. It's funny that I'm doing this video with somebody that I really always, am an advocate of, is Lissa's Raw Food Romance. We were chatting on Instagram yesterday and just talking about some of the people that, because she does her books and she does her thing, but she's kind of like me. We've hung before, and she's not a nut. She's not a fanatic. She's not like thinking this stuff all the time. And I know you might be saying, well, sure she is. We do this stuff, I've got a channel, she's got a channel, I've got Instagram, she's got Instagram. And yes, we put out content, but we're not just sitting around obsessing about what we're going to put in our mouth. In fact, she enjoys food a lot more than me. She's always making food. And we were just talking about rational people. We need more rational people that are sharing this lifestyle. And another one that I really like a lot is Chris Kendall. Chris Kendall doesn't shove anything down your throat. In fact, Chris don't shove nothing nowhere because you hardly ever see him. He's got his site. I really figured out later on that he doesn't do all that much on YouTube, but he's got a lot of videos on his website. And he's just got a balanced approach to me, and he just kind of puts his information out there. The few times I met him 2 years ago at Woodstock Fruit Festival, we've talked on Instagram a number of times, but he's never heavy-handed. He's never like raw. He's just always, helpful, trying to give you some options or whatever. So I would stay away from these never-ending arguments. Stay away from all the discussion on this next level stuff that's over minute things. I got, my life now is so much different than it was when I first came to this raw food thing, or even when I had been doing it for 2 or 3 years. I would watch all this stuff and I would get distracted by it. I would get distracted and I'd go chase it down, or I might try something, and then I was just constantly running in circles. Oh, well, this person said this said this. Well, oh, you're supposed to try this. Oh, you're supposed to try that. About 2 or 3 years, that's when I just went rogue. I said, I don't need nobody. I ain't got no gurus. I ain't got no authorities. I ain't got no teachers. I ain't got no nothing. This is me. This is my body. This is me. It's all on me. And that's how I approach it. That's how I study things. But the one thing I can say that I have pretty much concluded is it's not one size fits all. So, take that into account when you're watching these people. There is nobody you're going to watch on YouTube. Nobody. I don't care if they got 3 million followers. I don't care what they've studied. There's nobody that you're going to want to do exactly what they do 100% because you're not them. So anyhow, the best raw food diet for everybody, I don't think one exists. There's going to be differences, there's going to be subtleties, and and we won't even get into that part of it. There's different places, different locations we're living. So anyhow, just think about that the next time you run across one of these folks that's just telling you, I am the way, this is the true path. Run. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.